walk through which state has the best golf. And we want to turn this into a Reddit type feel. Starting off with Pennsylvania with one of my favorite courses that I played in the state, Jeffersonville. Let's walk through this great golf
4 a.m.
course.
We're headed to
early in the
Jeffersonville.
morning.
We're going to meet with
Richard Schilling.
and he is the superintendent.
Morning. Built in 1931. Let's go ahead and take a look at this historical Donald Ross course. 1931.
1931 Ross. Was owned by Anson Evans.
Can I put you on?
Sure.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
I'm still learning too. Trust me, I got the. But yeah, just you could hold it. And just 1931. I know the township bought it in
1972. It was bought. It was kind of run down at the time, and to save it from development, the township bought it for open space and maintained it from 72 in its former condition to 99 and 2000. They brought Ron Pritchard in.
Okay.
Ron Pritchard did the restoration and finished it up in 2001.
And then before that, it was a racetrack.
It was So over here on 11 and 16, there was a half-mile harness racing track with trotters. The old barn that was here was a horse stable. That was our original clubhouse. And we have a little birdhouse up there to pay homage to the old clubhouse.
It was originally there.
It was right here. So it kind of like started here and then ended up behind the 10th green, which is just on the other side of that berm. And it was originally going to be like a stock farm, and the guy who bought it died, and the Evans family bought it as a horse farm. So, and then they converted it into a golf course.
Do you know if they loved golf? Or?
They did. So Anson was a member at Lulu and White Marsh at the time, and I guess he befriended Ross and McGovern came in and was the on-site supervisor for the construction. So same as Aronimink. Aronimink was a McGovern too.
And then there wasn't any big changes until 2000 when you had the...
2001, yeah. So that was when we finished up the restoration. Pretty much tees, bunkering, and 3 greens on the course, and then there was an old putting green that Ron built.
Still the same layout, though.
Still the same layout.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, in 1950, they put a transcontinental pipeline through the golf course. And the Evans family acquired, probably 7 acres, and added 2 holes.
Okay.
Changed 2 holes.
Okay.
Yeah, to lengthen the golf course.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't get that stuff. I wasn't asking you questions. That's why I appreciate Richard let me come out here and.
We're happy to have you, and hope you enjoy your round out here. So.
It's been overdue, but you guys you book 2 times out here for no joke. It's a good thing.
Yeah. So we do 8 days in advance. You can book at the regular rate, and then we have an advance booking, so you can book 30 days out, but you pay like a small fee to have that early booking. Yeah, and it sells out, 30 days in
I've been marking this one for almost 2 years now, a course that is consistently a top public golf course in the Philadelphia area. And there's a reason why, because this course has some unbelievable history and is well maintained, unlike any ones that I've seen outside of a private golf course. Now, this is owned and operated by a family for almost 50 years. That was from 1931. The Evans family had a pay-as-you-play daily fee here for 4 decades. That was until 1972, when the township came through and made some big changes. Ever since then, they've owned and operated this facility.
Yes.
Oh, there's a camera?
Yeah, I take the. Yeah. I like it because it's subtle.
Yeah.
It's not in your face, and
It is easily the gem here in West Norton Township when it was first acquired, and for the next 30 to now 50 years, it's been a extremely well maintained but low budget municipal course that's owned and operated by the township. But it doesn't feel like that. That's the one thing I will say. It feels like a vacation when you're over here. It's close to a private type experience, and everything about it screams just entertaining. It's got a lot of fun facts about the golf course that we've already talked with Richard about, which we might bring up again just to fill the time, because we're going to walk through each and one of the holes here at a course that I've seen this one on Instagram multiple times by the Scramble House. You know, and it's just one of those courses that's very memorable when you go out there and you see on the internet and then finally go out and play it. And I will say the front nine, I played lights out. I shot a 38, triple and a double. I don't even like talking about my golf game.
Definitely has a ton of history here. But is it the best in the state? We want to hear from you. Let's walk on through the next course here in New Jersey at one of my favorite courses with a lot of education and a lot of history here at Rutgers University Golf Course.
Let's take a look here at the Rutgers University Golf Course. And it's considered one of the top university golf courses with a massive turf management program that you can see right off the bat. This course is nice. Cool with the university right there. Hey, how are you? And the clubhouse that was originally the 9 holes dates back to 1700. And that clubhouse from the 1700s actually hosted George Washington and his crew. That's cool with the stadium now. And the course was originally founded in 1894 when 4 men and 4 women collaborated for the New Brunswick Golf Club. And being that old, the New Brunswick Golf Course was one of the first golf clubs in the country. Now, golf was not popular back then, so there was only 6 holes. They're still trying to figure out the game of golf in the United States. But the foundation and the history, really, of golf might be at this course. Well, they probably lost time looking for that club.
Finally caught up on them.
It's pretty cool with the bells, huh? Now they do have a place to eat inside. You would think that they have opportunities to buy a hot dog here, but who is that?
I don't know where that was.
Who is that man? He got over. It was constructed on remote farmland in 1897. We saw the completion of 9 holes here. We don't really know who the designer was, but it wasn't until 1963 we saw all 18 completed. The original 9 holes at this facility when it was constructed was just 2,300 yards. Look straight ahead. There we go. That's all you got to do. And you got the stadium